Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM23 Lions, episode 16. We are in for a very interesting stage 5 of Settimana. This is the stage that I'm really targeting to get that stage win, where the magic could potentially happen. And after 3 terrible race day condition draws that were nowhere near the net, I mean, each and every one of them was a -1 compared to what it should have been across the board. Today we finally have the race day condition that is going to set us up. Also, Johannes Dalek, who's not great by himself, but he's got a +5 today, is first man up the road for the time being. He's got a few guys just behind him. We're going to go ahead and let those guys catch him so they can ride together. But he's already 2.5 minutes up the road from the Peloton, and I am encouraged by the opportunity. Potential stage victory from him or from the pack, where we seriously have green and good, solid green. Right about the draw we could and should have. Looks like a good opportunity. 7 behind have nearly caught Johannes Dalek as he goes over what's already the second climb of the day. Not the first categorized. There's a lot of climbing to do today, and he needs to set up and recover and then let those guys make that contact. They seem to be sitting up more than him on their attempt to qualify. And also, possibly, he's got an insane downhill. 76 base, 80 today. Johannes Dalek, this is his strength. I mean, we're sitting very casually, and he's pulling away from those guys. So we do know that his best chance, if the group were to stay away, is the descent before the finale. He could really get away right at the top of that one. If he can get just an ounce of space on the downhill, he can stretch that real fast. Waiting for him to make contact. There we go. 8 riders, 4.5 minutes up the road now. That's solid. Nice. And everyone working together. One worry that I could see immediately, though, Colin Joyce has some talent, but certainly Odd Christian Eiking is going to be the big threat here. Luca, these guys, not that big. He's not rated as high as I would think he would be. And yeah, Colin Joyce, more of a sprinter. Very similar profile for those guys, and he's like the second weakest one in the entire group on paper, but with that +5, he's as good. Now, back here, I need to figure out who we're going to ride for today. What we have is a Shimway highest placed in the overall. So I'm still thinking about the GC, and he's got the +5, and he's 13th. So a Shimway is one of the riders I'm going to ride for today. Kudos does not have a -10 like he's had the last few stages combined. And that might not be an exaggeration. I started with I wanted to embellish that one, but yeah, over 3 stages, I think he does have about a -8 or something like that on his draws. Mullebron certainly looks good. Roteasir, not Mr. Chicken, Roteasir. Let's go ahead and protect Shimway because he's obviously the first one that's not a contender. Cabrevet, +5, looking really good, but his base, yeah, okay. Samuels looks pretty good with that +2, so we'll go ahead and protect him. And you're still looking down on Kudos because he's got no additives. Gosh. Guy just cannot win. Cannot. Mullebron's a 70. Samuel's absolutely 75 mountain. Plus the stamina bonuses. Same here, 73 with an 80 stamina. Let's let those guys just ride. And we will focus on here as we hit this Cat 1, first categorized climb of the day. And instantly, a few riders put their foot down, increase the tempo. 4:14. Loving that gap. That gap is absolutely creating a possibility for this group. But I'm also a little worried, a little nervous about the strength comparatively. on paper, Johannes Stalik's the second weakest rider out of the 8 here. So he's going to have a difficult time hanging on if something happens. But this group has pulled away just a little bit here towards the top of this climb with that high tempo that they are setting. 5.5 minutes ahead of the Peloton already. 1K to go to the top. I'm not worried about the KOM, but some guys are. And it stretches the group just a little bit, but we are already in contact. That's good. And as a good descender, he should have no problem getting a quick recovery and keeping position. 6 minutes. 6-minute advantage. These guys have a shot. These guys really have a shot. Meanwhile, here, fatigue kicking in for sure. Little bit of drift. But they're okay. And they will recover as well. And that was the biggest climb of the day. And we're going to hit that exact same climb again. The other Cat 1 is this climb. Will we ever leave the top of this climb? Probably not. It looks like we might be onto a loop, onto a circuit of this climb, but not the whole climb, just the upper end of it. This is going to be a rough day. This is a lot more intense climbing than I expected it to be. You can see this group is actively trying to recover a bit now. 6-minute advantage, though, is handy. We are not used to seeing advantages quite that big, and certainly not with 8 riders. 8 riders that aren't terribly far off. If we're talking about a average being a 70, 71 in this group mountain-wise, the best climbers out there are 75s, 76s. And a lot of the teams are similar to what we offer, the 1 or 2 guys in the low 70s, 3 guys in the low 70s, whatever that case may be. We're 92K to go. Let's go ahead and get water first time now. Whoa, that gap just came down really, really fast. 450 it has dropped to. These guys focused on that recovery piece, though. And the Peloton's down to 29 riders. This sudden uptick of tempo has seen this group disintegrate. Let's focus then on making sure these guys stay in place a bit better. If they're going to increase that tempo and the group has shrunk, you got to stick around. This group's starting to stretch it back out again. They seem to push on the climbs, make time, sit up a little bit more so on the descents to recover a bit better. It seems to just about balance it out. We're almost back out to 5 minutes. Yeah, even with 79, we are blinking red a little bit. It did come back together, but we are certainly holding our position better than before. And already getting through those domestiques. Rteas here. Gabrevet, certainly feeling it. Exactly 5 minutes. Everyone's contributing in the group. We are descending. 83K to go. All right, Johannes Stalik fully recovered. Group pushing a little bit harder than he is. Let's get him into that edge. That makes him a contributor. We need to think about water soon before that climb. So let's see. Gabrevet's in a little bit better shape than Rteas here. I want to make sure we actually succeed with doing this. So we'll send him to get water. It's a little early, but with that climb coming, it's halfway. In fact, we just had the exact halfway notice. Gap down to 3 minutes. Wow, that happened rapidly. Increased tempo, folks. Increased tempo. Water. Done. 72K to go. Probably will have to get water once again. The amount of uphill versus downhill on the remainder. The pace that sets. Scavild really pushing. Colin Joyce pushing to support Svestad Bardseng. Which makes sense. He's the weaker rider here. And somebody is dropped. We're down to 7. This is that hard climb once again. Here is that early phase of it. Okay, Roteasir is already toast and getting dropped. Hey, look how small this Peloton is. Wow. Okay. He's about to get dropped. Conti. Valerio Conti. Flores. Lagac. Wow. That is some of the best climbers in this bunch getting dropped right now. Let's push just a little harder to an 80. Gabraevet, Gel. Okay, we've got the hard task of back and forth at the moment. Johannes Dalek is hanging on, but they are 1.6k from the top, and they are going to challenge these guys. The 80, you can see that helped their position improve a little bit. 2 more riders dropped, including Gabraevet. I wanted to see who the other was. Demarquis. We're seeing quality riders. Bano. Wow, Bano getting dropped. I mean, look at their ratings. Look at those ratings. We're down to 22, and I've got 4 guys left. Oh, yes. And Johannes Dalek hanging on, though the group's splitting as we attack the climb. I do suspect that we will have 5 riders remaining, or at least 4 riders remaining in the group here in a moment as, yeah, he sits up and comes back to the group. There you go. 4 remaining, 1 just 13 seconds behind. May regain contact. And Johannes Dalek. Ease off, recover. There you go. And we're onto the loop. We are onto the circuit. So back to these guys as they go over the top. And my 4 guys remain. Kudos needs to protect someone. Samuels and Shimway are in the best shape, so we'll ride for them. Remember, Shimway's in the best position GC-wise. Kudos maybe normally, but he's not the one on the fitness peak. He's not the one who's been getting good draws, and we are back up to 5 riders now. And they are 329 ahead. Uh-oh. But here's the problem. As this group is shrinking, Johannes Dalek is among those. There's that circuit. There's where you rejoin the circuit on the climb towards the top end of it. As we are set to lap those guys. We're already starting to catch breakaway riders, and Odd Christian Eiking is the first one getting caught. That's a surprise. 21 left in the Peloton is all. Few riders in that no man's land. There's less firepower to catch up, but there's so much climbing to do, and this group is down to 3. Johannes Dalek, you can see, just hanging on, which means there's just not that much energy, but every descent is a great advantage for Johannes Dalek, as he is so great at downhill that he's going to experience at least a bit of recovery each and every time, which is certainly going to help his chances. But you can see these guys are not climbing like before, are they? In fact, one rider regains contact, Svestad Bardseng, and then loses it once again. Then you have Colin Joyce, did his work, and here we are around in that corner. Kudos is going to have to gel up relatively soon, but I'm certainly not the one who wants to chase, as we are lapping riders here, the front 3 in the field, and Johannes Dalek certainly has a chance. When we get into some clean air, I want to see the profile of the other 2. Their punchiness, their mountain, as that's what we're using the mountain right now. Punch would be on the final climb, and their downhill would be on the lead up to it. A place like right now where we could probably escape. So Rudy's 69 mountains, 72 hills. That the hill rating matches, the mountain rating essentially matches his downhills also. He's a very similar profile to Johannes Dalek, but what's his race day condition? Plus we have the extreme difficulty bonus. You know, it's +3-ish for those type of ratings. So he's 72 mountain, 75 hills, 71 stamina already. But whatever his race day condition bonus is, we don't know. Luca, are you kidding me? So similar. 3 very similar riders. Out to a minute 25. So Svestad Bardseng, who regained contact momentarily, is toast. He's gone. Colin Joyce is back into the peloton now. So it's up to 22 riders. Pollock leading it out. And I have 0 reason to chase because we are already guaranteed a podium. And tactically could maybe beat those 2 very similar riders to himself. But keeping an eye on these guys. Kudos. Little cat 2 here. We've not been picking up the points, so really not bothered by whether we get first, second, or third. But it's possible that some of them will be. Checking back in real quick back here. Are we looking? Kudos? He should make the top on this one. Just. One guy does attack. We're going to have to ride a little bit harder to chase him back down. Rudy's. He sits back up, though. And it's at a minute 54. Okay, LeBron's fine. Kudos is hanging on. Does not get dropped. We do drop 2 riders, though. It's down to 20. Back to 22, that is. And now we gel. Minute 50 advantage. I have 5 riders out of 25 in contention. That is fantastic. 22K to go. And Stolic needs water again. Go ahead and do so now. Oh, wait a second. We'll start from here. Bregnosh has attacked. Not Kevin, but another Rivera has attacked. Hilmos has attacked. 75 Mountain. And this group is suddenly splitting up. Sagan is chasing or attacking? No, these guys are attacking. Kudos got dropped. Nobody else. He's the first one dropped from the group. Yeah, there's Iking, who was the previous one dropped. Pelazari. Great medium mountain, but Svestad Bardseng already out. There's Kevin Rivera, who is absolutely one of the favorites, still here in this group. Colin Joyce is still here. And Calzoni. I don't know how I still have Kudos when Kudos isn't in the group anymore, but sure. They are chasing. It's only 50. Johannes Dalek's right there. And these guys are right here in between. So it is time. It is time to react. Otherwise, we are going to be left in the dust. So, in order. Molebron gel. No, not 99. Let's see what an 85 sort of tempo is to respond with this. Those guys are pushing harder and faster than that, so hang on. And it's all together, folks. It is all together. And there is Johannes Dalek, who will slot in behind Molebron. And Molebron is done. And this is the front of the group. Those riders ahead are not ahead. Molebron is now leading a peloton of 21. He's completely out of energy, so we will just make him go as fast as he possibly can. Johannes Dalek has already fit in nicely into that second slot, and he will take over. And we have 2 climbs to go. We have 4 guys out of 21 in contention. A lot of guys just went hardcore on that attack and are going to be quite tired, and we're already, or would have already been quite tired. Now Johannes Dalek can prepare to take over, but not just yet. Will he? This is just a short little I wanted to kind of wait. 87. LeBron. Spend a second to break toe. Yeah, look how quickly we stretched things when he did that. But LeBron's hanging on, so that's not exactly what we were hoping for. 12.6K. Penultimate climb. And here comes the big push. Colset. Begnazzoli. Van Dienenbiel. Down to 13. Make that 15. Johannes Dalek, though, in control, setting up Samuels and Shimway for the end. Oh, we almost catch the front rider. 10K. Johannes Dalek. Will he still have something left to set? Nope. Just runs out. Not quite to the top. Might still be able to contribute something. Samuels. Gel. Johannes Dalek. Try to follow. Can you follow a Shimway instead of odd random nothingness? There we go. So 15 riders left in contention for the race, and we have 3 of them. For our weak sauce team, that is fantastic. Now, downhill wise, you want Johannes Dalek back to the front. So can you, you've gotten an ounce of recovery in, can you get forward? Yes, you can. Okay, now he's closed that gap. And now take over from Samuels. Samuels will set up about a 95. That's, I think, what he'll be taken over with. But Johannes Dalek now handling the downhill so we can catch those front 2. Sagan is here. Fantastic sprinter. So, 15 riders left in contention. Johannes Dalek is done. He did his job. Now Samuels, less effort because, there's 5K to go. Shimway is set up so nicely, though. So nicely. He's got a real shot here. He has got a real shot. Johannes Dalek is going to climb towards the finish line as best he can. Hey, I clicked a button and nothing happened. Shimway. 2.8K. Final 11 riders. Shimway just trying to climb a pace that seems suitable here. 1.8K. He is currently 5th place, though. 1K. He's still here. He's still in it. Hang on to the back end for a second so you still have some sort of sprint. 600 meters. 300 meters and no sprint left. Sorry about the mic. Colset. Tiberi. Breckenhosch. Reichenbach. Shimway Dakes. 5th. Another top 5. Great for the GC, though. I mean, he's going to move up the order quite a bit. Samuels, Johannes Dalek. We're just not quite there in terms of strength to compete. That's a challenging stage. That is a challenging stage right there. And no, we don't have the world's most elite. Peter Sagan managed to get 7th, but we beat Frigo. We beat Sagan. We beat Van Dienenbiel. Kevin Rivera was 17th. Those guys are all stronger than what we have. We had good race day condition. Absolutely helped. When I saw this on paper, I was like, oh, there's a great opportunity. It's a punchy finish. When we got out here and started racing this, it was like, oh, this is not an easy climb. And the repetitiveness and the loop, the circuit at the end, the descent gets the heart rate down, but only just. And so the recovery is minimal, and you turn right around and climb again. And it's a hard climb, and even the short version is still a hard climb. So the fact that we were still there and still in it, and we are going to be well up the order in the GC, is a trade-off. We've got a stage podium. I don't think we're going to come away with stage victory in this race, but we're going to be well placed in the GC, and I think it'll trade off. We'll have 3.5 out of the 4 first goals. One stage left, though. Pulsit, Tabiri, Pregnosh, Reichenbach at same time. Shimway came in just a little bit behind him at 13 seconds down, but it was a minute 51 to Frigo. That's how intense the climb was and how quickly things progressed. Samuels was 2:12, Johannes Dalek was 2:59. 5.5 minutes down to Kevin Rivera, which means the GC completely shakes up, and Shimway, top 5, he's 4th place, ahead of Bregnage by a handful of seconds. Samuels jumps at 5 minutes down to 13th, just ahead of Kevin Rivera, by the way. To go, Shimway is 3rd in the points, but Sagan leads. Might have a chance to steal that jersey, potentially, if we go for it. That was a Shimway who's in that position. He's high-placed GC, so there's not much we can do with him, and he's not going to beat Sagan head-to-head, but maybe, just maybe, he's not interested or something. Mountain, yeah, we didn't bother with that one. Young Riders, Shimway is 3rd. We are 1st in the team classifications. We have done very well with a group who is not suited to being competitive at this. It's the group built for this, but not competitively compared to the teams around us. We're very much still that continental team. But hey, that was something. Final stage, final 40K, breakaway. For a moment, looked like it had enough of a gap that it might take the stage. And of course, it's one stage I don't bother putting somebody in the breakaway in, and it's like, oh, okay, of course, that's how it works. You put somebody in the breakaway has no chance. If you don't put somebody in the breakaway is going to win, right? No, well, not on this particular occasion, though there's still a rider or two that have a healthy gap of 3.5 minutes, and that's no guarantee that we're going to catch them. A lot of the riders have been dropped from that group, so they've lost a lot of firepower. I'm losing firepower already. We're back to a almost neutral, slightly negative race day condition for today. It's certainly not the awful draws that we had on that previous 3 stages, but it's certainly not the very good draw that we had on the last stage. Mullebron -2, Kudos -4. No reason for those guys to have those. Samuels has a -1. The 4 guys that are supposed to be +5s have +5s though, so they all got it. They're all on those fitness peaks and objectives. They got their +5s. They might have had more than that to offset a little bit of the horrible draws of the guys that are supposed to be on 0s. But when those guys are combined for a -7, the offset is probably not a +7 hidden behind the scenes for the 4 guys that are in good shape. But there are still 5 riders almost 2 minutes away. There's still 3 riders further a minute 23 up the road, and only one more hill to catch up to them. So we need to be seeing this gap coming down, and it is coming down with 5-6 riders chasing, but not rapidly. There's 106 riders left in this peloton. It's not like my 2 guys dropped have done tremendous work. They just sucked today. They did not have the legs, and with 25K to go, I don't have the legs or the firepower or the flat ratings to really be much of this chase. So let's hope those front 3 get caught. The back 5, yeah, they've almost been caught. Front 3 are in sight, so the gap is coming down, 23K. 1 climb left in this race. 4th place, looking to be inbound. I don't think we're going to win a stage here. I'm hoping we don't lose ground here, but outside of a Shimway, team's looking a bit weak. Our second protected rider is Samuels, and why? Because he's 13th overall. We'd like to hang on to that, but he also drew that negative today, so it's possible he's gonna struggle on that next climb, and so we need to get some protection. Johannes Dalek got to take care of that, and we're about to climb, so let's get those 2 their gels, and let's get Cabreavet on the heels of a Shimway. 110, the final 3 riders. From this far out, should be a fairly easy catch, and as they split up, makes them an even easier catch. And Calzone attacks. Is there a response from the leaders? Or are those guys all trying to attack together? Is this tutor rider going? Yes. No, he's not. Those guys, pretty much the entire top 10 is trying to escape right now. Outside of our guys. I'm going to put Samuels at the back for extra protection to try to hang on to his position. Anastelic is at the front compared to Roteus here, so we will use him to chase. Roteus here and Johannes Delic run out at the exact same time. Those guys have not let up just yet, though, with 1.4k to go. I'm going to put those two on auto. Peloton suddenly down to 56 riders. Samuel's getting dropped too. We will have our 1 4th place guy, and that'll be it. Last 2 riders off the front are Frigo and the last breakaway rider, Wenzel. As those 3 became 2, became 1. And now just 32 riders chase. Gabrevit is out of energy. Follow Kolsit, please, Ishimwe. Kolsit is 2nd overall. He's a good one to follow. Gabrevit. Protect. And Samuel's auto. And more riders are attacking. Shimway is no longer trying to catch a rider. It's back together. Brave. Protect. 8k. Go ahead and gel. Waiting for the next riders to attack. This is just one after another. This is where you want to be able to control, and we just can't control. Shimway has the ability to... He's got the strength. He's got the power. He's not going to win a sprint. Maybe we need to... No. Try to attack with him and make him one of the ones trying to escape. Instead of, the alternative, which is sitting and reacting and sitting and reacting and... We don't have anything for a sprint. That doesn't matter. We just need to make this catch, and we do, finally. 1k. And there he goes again. There goes Sagan. Sagan's going to win the stage. That seemed inevitable with his capabilities, but all we have to do is worry about not losing time on this, and we shouldn't. Reguigui takes 2nd. Oliveira takes 3rd. Doesn't matter the position. We were never going to contend for the sprint. And there you go. Ishimwe, same time. Boy, that was a rough stage. 1 rider left. That's all we had. 1 rider left. But it's the one that counted in the GC portion. So we will have a top 5 to help offset the fact that we did not win a stage. Sagan moves up 1 spot ahead of Frigo to 6th. But we keep our 4th. Samuels keeps his 13th, actually. So that's good. Lost quite a bit more time today, but so did others. And there was such huge gaps all over the place that it didn't hurt him. For now, we retain our 100% evaluation, our super success, though we do technically fail, and it's annoying that you get a stage top 3 and it shows not the orange, but the red. The registered riders actually did show up something, which we've had a 0 evaluation on that. Settimana, we get another plus. All these pluses already this season, though, is really big for the boost. We're very much maxed out on the results. It's going to be hard to see that fall off. It can. Those last few races can really hurt us, but Settimana, Mullebron apparently is starting to gain some popularity. Yes, Mullebron is gaining popularity. So Mullebron has moved up ahead of Gibbons and has... given us a better squad eval. So our rating actually did just go up, as Mullebron, probably after his success to pro with Oman, has seen his popularity rise individually as a rider. It didn't rise for the nation, but it did rise for him. And now he has the type of evaluation we need to start getting a boost. So Mulebron is now our key man on the team. We are going to have a very quiet period. I don't even know if I'm going to bother with Vuelta Asturias. We'll see what the profile is like, who's there, whether we want to go try to get that stage win. Otherwise, I'll bypass and go right to Mercantour for those key 3 races to wrap up the season. At that point, we should still have a very high sponsor confidence entering those 3. We need a top 10 in stage wins in 2 of those. We wouldn't need all 3 of them to maintain if we do have 100% eval entering. One of them would probably be enough to see it through, and that top 10 in the Mercantour would be the big profile, the big possibility. But we need a mountaintop finish, and that's not our strength, as we just saw. We just about hung on. We did get a top 10, but what's the opposition going to be like? It's only a 1.1, so we might have enough strength to pull it off in there. Just really depends on what the opposition is on a day like that. And then getting a stage win on these, you only have 2 opportunities there, and then a 2 pro, which is going to be tough. Sprint is certainly not our capability. 1 punchy, 1 medium mountain, and 2 pro doesn't look great for getting a stage win. And Castilla Leon is only 2 stages, but it is punchy, so not the easiest 3 objectives. And Vuelta Asturias, not an easy one either. So all 4 of those looking challenging, but these 4 looking like they shouldn't bother us much. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.